Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my weekly Stitch With Me video. I have decided to put away the Glendon Place A Haunting Household piece because I really decided I wanted to stitch another Nora Corbett. So what this one is, because I started it last night, it is dropping things. It is one of the ones that was released in September of this year. This is Miss Solar Elipse. Now, you know, this looks pretty drab, right? Wait a minute, let me get in a little closer here. It's actually, as you can see here, it is grays and browns, but I think it's going to look prettier than what it looks like on here. And these beads are like a heather purple color. But the whole reason why I wanted to stitch this, the wings, I mean, look at that. Are you kidding me right now? Yeah. So, and the pattern really is not that big. So the fabric I picked is Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie's 28 count Lugana in Discord. And it's actually brighter than what it's showing up on here. It's like a bright blue and purple. I had actually bought a fat quarter of this piece, and I kind of cut out the piece that I wanted from it. Do you know what I mean? So 2 needle minders, because normally when I don't do a Stitch With Me video, I have the pattern right here on the fabric. Hell was full, so I came back. That's from Kate at No Name Needle Minders. And then this is one that I actually made myself from Pork Chop Show. I bought some wood pieces, so I figured a butterfly, how fitting, right, for that. So, what has been going on this week? You know I always have stories. So, last Friday, we found out, well, my husband told me a couple of days before last Friday that we have a wedding to go to on Saturday, this past Saturday. And I'm like, oh, okay. They were going to get married at the courthouse, and they decided to, let me put you in a little bit further so you can actually really see. They decided to go ahead and get married at the groom's sister's house, and his brother-in-law was going to officiate the wedding. Okay. So it wasn't like we had to go to a church and all that. We were just going to someone's house where we have been a bunch of times, and then just stay there for the reception afterwards. But you know, gotta buy a gift. Gotta find something to wear. Yeah, just a whole host of things. You guys know. So, Friday. Now, Friday originally, I was supposed to go up to the rehab center. I was stopping work like a half hour early, going up to the rehab center to help my mom with my grandfather. I was going to sit with him for like 3 hours while she had to go and take care of something. Well, she called me on Friday and was like, I'm not going to do that thing anymore, so you don't have to come up here. And I was like, oh, okay. So I tell my husband, and he's like, well, damn, I made plans. And I'm like, what plans did you make? He said, well, 2 guys that Tony is the groom, 2 guys that Tony used to work with and are friends with, they want to take him out to shoot pool and have like a bachelor party. I said, okay, go. And I'm thinking to myself, uh-huh. I get done work. I got the whole house to myself all Friday night. So, he was doing that. So I got done work, I want to say about 7 o'clock, 7:30. He was already gone. He had left at like 5:30. So I decided I wanted to get sushi for dinner. I stopped and got a bottle of wine. I was ready to go. I was going to catch up on my shows I watch on Thursday. So I got home and I had a new pair of pajamas. So I get home and I put all these pictures on Instagram. I was like Instagram happy on Friday night. So I get home and I'm stitching along and he calls me at 10 o'clock and says, well, they all want to go to a strip club. Okay. I'm not one of those wives that say, oh no, you're not going to that. Do I love them? No. I don't really like the idea that, you know, before you get married, you got to have one more fling. Basically, you're cheating on your fiance. But I digress. Okay. He said, all right, well, we're going to bring my truck back to the house and we're going to take Uber to the strip club. Which, by the way, the strip club is only like 10 minutes from our house. Yeah. So, okay. Well, fast forward, I mean, I'm stitching, I'm working on my witch ornament, I'm having some sushi, I'm having some wine, I'm enjoying my shows, fireplace is on. Yeah, I'm having a good old time. At 12:20 in the morning, luckily I was still awake, my husband calls me and says, come pick me up. What? He says, just come pick me up. Okay. So, it's freezing outside. It was easily 20 degrees outside. And windy. So here I am at, now it's almost 12:30 in the morning, putting my coat on and boots just over my pajamas because I was not even getting out of the car, so why was I going to put on clothes? And yeah, going to pick up my husband at a strip club. When I get there, he's outside. And he gets in the car and I'm like, well, what happened? The other guys got so drunk that when they put in, according to them, when they put in the address for Uber, they only put in one address because everybody else's car was at the groom's house where the party originated. So basically they left him there. And I was like, what the F? Okay. So he thanked me a bunch of times coming to pick him up. And I'm like, I've always told him, I don't care what's going on. I don't care what time it is. You need a ride, you call me. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's just, yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. So then Saturday, I got up really early, got ready, went to the rehab center first thing in the morning to pay my grandfather a visit. Came right home, changed clothes, went to the wedding. We were at the wedding from noon until 6. It was a beautiful ceremony. It was really quick. The food was great. Everyone's nice. Actually sat there and talked to one of the sister's friends for a long time about TV shows and all kinds of stuff. So it was a good time, but I was like peopled out. Like when we came home, we got home at, I want to say 6:30, 6:40. I literally went to bed at like 8:50. I was so beat from like working late the whole week and doing all of that. And then Sunday, I had to go to Virginia for a lock-in at In Stitches in Alexandria. So again, got up early on Sunday, went to the rehab center to visit my grandfather again. I left right from the rehab center and went to In Stitches. Now, I was so thankful. My husband did the grocery shopping last week for me on Sunday because he knew that I was going to the lock-in. And the lock-in was wonderful. I mean, we paid $10 a person. I just pulled that out. We paid $10 a person. And we had to bring a dish. I brought pumpkin pie from Costco. Because, yeah, I'm not making anything, please. But there were plenty of people that did. Some delicious, delicious food. So what's so awesome is when we get there, you know, we check in and they gave us a $10 coupon to spend in the store. So basically our fee was nothing except bringing a dish. So a couple of my stitching friends were there, so it was nice to see them again. I got to see Minnie again because she lives right around there. And so we ate and stitched and talked. And the whole reason of me starting this Nora Corbett, which is funny, I helped one of my stitching friends, Margot, pick out a fabric for the other one that was released at this time. I think it's called Miss Lole's Dagger Wing, something like that. And so she was like, oh my God, you're like the fabric queen. Please come help me. Like, what kind of fabric should I stitch for this? That, you know, it's a hand dyed. So we wound up picking out, picture this plus Voodoo, which is like a darkish orange with some purple splotches in it, because there's like purple beads used in that one. And I kept looking at the pattern and looking at the pattern, and I'm like, you know, originally I hated both of these when they came out. But then when I saw like the actual picture on the front of the pattern, I was like, when we pulled like the beads and stuff, I said, crap. I said, I have to get these now. So I came home because they didn't have both of them, and Margot had gotten the last one of the Miss Lola's Dagger Wing. So I came home and I ordered both of these from Down Sunshine Lane. And they literally just came in yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start this. And I've been wanting to use this fabric for a while for something, so I think it's going to look amazing on this fabric, especially those wings. And what's nice sometimes, at least for someone like me who likes to use the bright, bold fabrics, is stitching something with colors like these that are a bit, you know, drab, if you want to say that. Because a lot of times I think the bold fabrics can compete with the colors that you use. So I've already, of course I bought Miss Lola's Dagger Wing also because I love that one now. And I've already picked out a fabric for that. Oh my God. I'm going to keep that a secret for now. But I really, after I stitch this one, I would really love to stitch that one. And what's so exciting on this one for the wings, let me show you the picture again. If you look, you know, the wings are back stitched. There's veins all the way through it. That is sparkle braid. It calls for Krynic. You know my hatred of that. So I am subbing out Petite Treasure braid. And I didn't have it. I had to order one, but it's orange. It's going to look stunning. I was missing, after stitching Peony, that was the last Nora Corbett, and I got kind of burnt out after I stitched that one. And then I was like, you know, I have to go with it. When this like called me yesterday, and I said, oh my God, I'm just going to start it. So I sat down and I had gotten the outline done, and yeah. So, was that, oh, okay, I'll talk to you guys about the books that I've read, and I've seen a couple movies. Besides watching Flosstube, I've been trying to watch movies or shows that I've never seen before, because I've seen so much, and there's so much out there that I haven't seen that I like to watch new stuff. So, I finished the book Dangerous Boys by Abigail Haas. I didn't like it. I kept reading it because I was hoping it was going to get better, and really it didn't. It was like a young adult love triangle that turned murderous. And that may sound like a good premise, but no, it wasn't. And I think why I was disappointed was because I read Abigail Haas' Dangerous Girls and loved it. Absolutely, positively loved it. Because that one was a group of friends go to Aruba on spring break. If it's not Aruba, it's some other place like that. And one of the girls gets murdered, and the other girl that's there gets put on trial for it. And so the remainder of the book is like flashbacks from the trial back to when they were on their spring break. And you don't really know what happened until the exact last page. Oh my God, that book was awesome. Yeah, so I was, you know, expecting Dangerous Boys to be similar. No, it wasn't. I have not since found another book to read. I've just been so engrossed in my stitching and working and stuff that I gotta find something else to read. But movies. Because I have Hulu and I have my mom's Verizon Fios password, so she has all the movie channels, so I watch Showtime and HBO and all that. I watched this past week Get Out, the movie. Creepy. Creepy as hell, people. I was like, my skin was crawling. Good. I liked it. I did like it. And then the next day, I watched The Dinner. Now, The Dinner is based on a book. And I was going to read the book when it came out, and I didn't. And I'm actually glad that I didn't read it, because I usually hate movies after I've read the book. So it got me thinking, because the premise of the movie is that it's two couples that go to dinner. The husbands of the couples are brothers. Okay, so they're all related in one way or another. The one couple, their two sons, and these are all teenagers, their two sons and the son of the other couple, so basically cousins, two brothers and then their cousin, they were all out one night at a party, and they decided they wanted to go home, but they didn't have any cash, and so they were walking around the streets, and they were looking for an ATM. They found an ATM, and it was like an ATM building. You know, the ones where you can walk in and there's a door and everything? Well, when they go in, there's a homeless woman sleeping in there. And what happens? They decide to torment this woman. There was a dumpster next to the ATM, so they literally were throwing trash on her, calling her names. I mean, throwing paint cans. I mean, injuring this woman. And the one boy is like obsessed with fire, I think. So he starts throwing lit matches at her, and they light her on fire, and she died. So the whole purpose of the dinner is the parents to discuss what to do about the situation. Oh my God, I was so appalled at, now, obviously this is not a true story, but you know stuff like that happens. And so after I watched it, I asked my husband, I was like, what would you do if, you know, his daughter was caught doing something like that? And so we got talking about it, because I'm always intrigued to hear people's responses, because I think if it was my child, I wouldn't want to protect them. One couple wanted to protect their child from being arrested or paying any consequences, and the other one did not. The other one wanted them to face it. And I mean, it wasn't like these were 5-year-olds doing it. These were, you know, 17, 18-year-olds, and they knew what they were doing, and what they did was wrong. So if you get a chance, or if you've seen those two movies, holy crap. Yeah. I also want to watch Collateral Beauty with Will Smith. That's on there, and I have not watched that one yet. And I'm anxiously waiting for the new version of Murder on the Orient Express to come to Amazon or one of those cable channels. I saw the previews. Love that. Want to see that. I have not seen the original, and I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to wait for the new one to come out. Okay. So, that's pretty much my week. You know, I was working, you know, normal stuff. So, I, of course, have a tag to answer, and in light of it being Thanksgiving next week in the US, I decided to do a Thanksgiving tag. There's only 10 questions, so not too long. I mean, we're 18 minutes in already, and I've been jibby-jabbing about myself. Okay, so question number 1. What is your favorite Thanksgiving side dish? I'm going to be honest here. I'm not really a lover of Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey is okay. I'm not a big fan of stuffing and cranberry sauce and all that. My favorite side dish are the rolls, the bread. My stepmother, because we always go to my dad's for Thanksgiving, my stepmother makes those, I don't know what kind of rolls they are, but they're like the small dinner rolls. I literally ate like 7, I think, last year when we were there. I couldn't stop eating them. So, that's my favorite side dish. Yeah. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? Pumpkin pie, hands down. Please, are you kidding? Now, I'm also one of those people that will cover my piece of pie in Cool Whip. Gotta have Cool Whip with it. So, I'm always teased like, do you want some pie with your Cool Whip? Because literally can't see the piece of pie. Okay, question 3. I kind of answered it already. Do you like just the turkey, just the sides, or both? You know, like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but I will eat turkey and stuffing and the bread. That's about all that I eat. I don't eat cranberry sauce. Yeah, no. What does your ideal Thanksgiving outfit look like? Ideally, my ass would be in pajamas all day. But since I go out of the house, I usually try to wear, like, jeans and boots and a nice sweater. Yeah, I'm not, like, putting on a dress and stuff like that. Okay. Well, this is going much quicker than I thought, right? Number 5, what is your best Thanksgiving memory? Well, you know, now that my grandfather has been in the hospital for over a month, you know, I've been thinking more about when I was a kid, and we would go over there for every holiday, every Sunday for dinner. And my grandparents really laid out the food. Like, they would have a ton of food. But I have to say, one of my best Thanksgiving memories is one of the first years that my husband and I were actually together, but we spent Thanksgiving apart. He has family in Arkansas. So him and his daughter went to Arkansas this one year for Thanksgiving. And I want to say it was 2010 maybe. Something like that. And I went to my dad's. So I went to his house like really early. Like I was there like 10 or 11. And just hung out the whole day there with them. With him, which is a rare thing. I don't really get to see my dad very often. And he had an entire pack of scratch-offs. You know, like the lottery scratch-offs. And we sat there all day and scratched them off. Oh my God, it was so much fun. He actually gave that to us, little side note. When my husband and I got married, he gave us each an unopened pack of scratch-offs, which they cost $300 a piece. Yeah, that was our wedding gift. Now, I think we only wound up each winning, like we didn't win anything big. I think we each only wound up winning like $250 a piece. But it was still a lot of fun to scratch them off because it took forever. Like it took us a good week of every night scratching off scratch-offs. And just the thought of winning something like the top prize, which I think it was like $10,000 or something, it was just so fun. It was just so fun, like exhilarating, like thinking, oh my God, we could actually win this. But yeah. So yeah, that was my favorite memory, I think, was spending that time over there with them. Okay, this next question is odd. Question 6. How many words can you make out of gobble? Let's see. I got to keep looking at it now. Okay, I can make lob, L-O-B, gob, G-O-B, bog, B-O-G, bowl, B-O-L-E, log, L-O-G. That's like we're playing boggle right here, right? What else can you make out of gobble? Leo, L-E-O. I know you probably can't do proper names in boggle, but Leo. Okay, that I think that's it. I keep looking at it. Lobe, L-O-B-E, like earlobe. Yeah, okay. Alright, now I gotta find a new section to stitch. Okay. Least favorite Thanksgiving dish is question 7. I would say cranberry sauce. The jelly consistency, no. I love cranberry juice to drink, but no. Yeah, it's gotta be that. No. Okay. Do you have any quirky Thanksgiving traditions? I wouldn't say the quirky, but the one thing that I always do is I watch Charlie Brown Thanksgiving cartoon. And I also watch I'm trying to look on my pattern here to see where I'm going to go next with my stitching. All right, I'm at I-844. I also like to watch the movie Home for the Holidays with Holly Hunter and Robert Downey Jr. That is my favorite Thanksgiving movie. If you haven't seen it, it's an older movie. Jodie Foster directed it. Love that movie. So those two things I usually watch. Yeah. But nothing quirky, like weird like that. Like, that's not weird watching a movie. But yeah, I don't care how old I am probably always going to watch the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. I mean, when Snoopy, you know, makes the toast and jelly beans and popcorn and pretzels for their dinner. And then when they all leave, he pulls out the real dinner for him in Woodstock. Yes. Yes, Snoopy. So, and I'm always wondering in those cartoons, where are the parents? Where are they? You never see them. But yeah. So, question 9, where do you and your family usually celebrate Thanksgiving? Well, you know, as we've gotten older, that has changed. When we were kids, we went over my grandmother's for Thanksgiving. My mom's mom. Once we all got older, and I mean, we still did that up until my grandparents just stopped having Thanksgiving dinner at their house a couple years ago. I mean, my grandfather's 90, my grandmother's 88. They're older, so they just couldn't handle it anymore. So my mom, I started going to my dad's actually about 6-7 years ago. So I go over there. I usually will go over my grandparents' house for dessert though, because my mom goes over there, so that way I get to see everybody in the day, you know. But my mom has dinner at her house for her and her husband and my sister. And my brother usually, I think he celebrated last year with his girlfriend. Yeah, we're kind of just, you know, split up all over the place. Yeah. But like I said, I go to see my dad because, you know, I didn't meet my dad until I was 32 years old. So on the holidays for dinners, I go to my dad's house for Christmas. I go to my dad's house for Easter because I don't really get to see him very much during the year. Okay. The last question, and it'll probably get us to about 30 minutes, which is usually what my videos have been for Stitch With Me. Wait a minute, I'm counting. 2, 4, 6. What are you most thankful for? Well, I have to say I am probably most thankful for my husband. I may get on here and joke about him and complain about him sometimes, but my husband, besides my dad, is probably the best man that I know. He is a really wonderful person, will do anything for you. He's a hard worker. He will do anything for you. He is a really, really good person, and I am very fortunate to have him as my husband. Especially this past year. And that leads me into the next thing I'm thankful for. I have to say, above my husband, I am most thankful that I am coming to the end of my cancer treatment. I only have 3 more chemo treatments left. Then I have to have another surgery because I have to get the port out. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I did not die, that it was not a worse stage cancer, that I was able to get through treatment pretty much, keeping up my normal life. Yeah. And another thing I'm thankful for, I could just go on, but I am also thankful for all of you, for all of the support that I've received for my channel this past year, all of the support that I have received in cards and letters and gifts from my diagnosis and my treatment. I mean, I really am a very, very lucky and blessed person to have all of you in my life, even though, you know, it's virtual, online. So yeah, I'm gonna finish these last few stitches before I stop. I hope all of you have a good Thanksgiving. I may be back again for another Stitch With Me video next week, actually on Thanksgiving maybe. My husband is actually going to be working in the morning, so I would have a couple of hours in the morning to do another Stitch With Me video. And I will be working on this piece again because I'm going to be working on this piece every night, at least for a little bit, until I'm finished. So hopefully you'll see some significant progress by my next Stitch With Me video. Yeah. Love, Nora Corbett. Love. And those wings, holy hell. I'm doing the bottom of the dress first and getting all that out of the way. So then the last thing I do is the wings in her hair so I can be like, ah! Yeah. But okay, guys, that's it for me today. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.